Welcome back to A People's Guide to Publishing. I'm Joe Beal, the founder and CEO of Microcosm Publishing and Distribution. I'm also the author of A People's Guide to Publishing, which distills what I've learned from selling millions of books over the past 25 years.
I'm Ellie Blue. I'm the editorial and marketing director here at Microcosm. We are an independent mid-list publisher based in Portland, Oregon, and Cleveland, Ohio. We have over 700 books, over 25 employees, and we make about 40 new books every year. And we distribute thousands of titles from other publishers.
We started this podcast so that we can share what we've learned with newer publishers so that you can learn from our mistakes.
Or maybe you just want to understand the publishing industry.
This week, we bring you episode 200.
What? When did that even happen?
Podcast.
I guess that happened this week.
Yeah, it was actually right now.
History is being made.
I thought we were going to do the Spaceballs joke, but okay, got it. So, yeah.
I haven't seen that movie often enough to memorize it, sorry.
It's like when, and you say, just now. Now? No, just then. Like it's forever fleeting, like our lives.
Thanks for spelling
our podcast episodes.
So, what should we do to mark this momentous occasion? 200 episodes, there's some pressure.
I think you have to chisel your name into a piece of rock.
We should do something special.
Okay.
And maybe a little bit more digital.
Oh, record us chiseling our names onto a piece of digital video?
I mean, making some graffiti sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
But let's make our mark on history instead.
How about we talk about the ways that we would like to see the publishing industry change?
Awesome. Just for our own personal comfort and interest, the interest of the reading public, the interest of the industry.
I don't know. I can't. I mean, I could speak for your interests, but... And not that I would particularly mind, but I feel like I'm not the most qualified to speak for your interests.
Alright, well, I'll start with a totally personal one. I would like there to be less alcohol.
Oh, interesting.
Mandatory drinking at networking events. I guess it's not mandatory to drink, but it's awkward, you holding your glass of water and the person awkwardly holding their water bottle, not talking about it.
I didn't see that coming, and I would not have guessed that one from you. Interesting. That's good.
We're thinking big here.
Even 200 episodes later, you can surprise me.
Boo.
Because to me, it's like I've been clean, 22, 23 years, 24 years. And so it's like, I just take it for granted that I'm awkwardly going to be around other people in that environment, in that situation. So yeah, I guess I would be better not to, but like many things in life, we don't really get to. Well, we're dreaming big here.
Yeah, what's on your list?
So, I would like, and this one is going to sound a little vague, but I would like publishers just to be a little more conscientious and thinking through of their choices.
Okay. Instead of just throwing things at the wall, or...
Yeah, a lot of it...
Making panic decisions.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a shockingly tone-deaf industry, I would say. And oftentimes it's, somebody does something, people react poorly, the original person is like, I didn't mean to do this. That's all of my personal affronts are to be disregarded, and, whereas, this conversation never kind of winds back to the point where you're like, if you were a little more conscientious about your decisions, well, you wouldn't have gotten here.
Okay, my next one, which I totally credit where it's due. I was thinking about this after, this is the answer Danny Kane gave when I asked him what he wanted to see in the future of bookstores. Universal health care, please. That would free us up. Oh my gosh, that would make it would make a huge difference in who we could hire. It would make a huge difference in how much we can pay people and all of that. It would make a huge difference in who could take the chance on becoming a publisher, becoming an author.
That's true.
It would make such a huge difference in just everything. Oh yeah, please, universal healthcare. Let's have that happen in not too distant future, please.
Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, it's like that's not necessarily something that the publishing industry can change on its own. That's a little bit of a like we need the federal government up in here.
But we need to be part of it. Like the publishing industry needs to be part of that movement. Because it really like all of the I feel like all of the like kind of labor critiques of the publishing industry, which are spot on, so many of them hinge around like issues of worker rights, issues that can be decided on a national level.
Right, that's true. And that's tough, yeah, because you're like, right, this is something that would benefit everybody, but not in equal proportion.
No, it would raise the tide for all boats.
And that, so I guess it's like, right, that's another one where it's like, right, is this the publishing industry's place? Yes. Is it necessarily within their locus of control? Not necessarily.
But we can work together with our comrades in other industries.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of industries would probably benefit. Yeah, and this is I run into this all the time on the internet where people are like, well, how could that possibly be cheaper? And that, and there's so many answers to that question, and all of them basically boil down to like, it's just cheaper because it's more efficient. So yeah, excellent point. And then yeah, you don't have, because it's like, I think the part of that argument that is usually ignored is that, you want somebody to serve your meal and cook your meal and make your coffee, but like it's easy to see how universal healthcare is essentially what you're asking for, for people to be able to afford to have those careers, because it's either like universal healthcare or nobody can afford to work for wages to perform tasks like that for your benefit.
Yeah, no, healthcare, I mean, it's a significant part of the barrier, I think, from being a small-time operator to a more serious company, but it's a barrier to, like, weirdos like us getting our start.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I know. Yeah, you have to kind of take that leap, and you're young enough and healthy enough and capable enough.
Yeah, it doesn't solve everything, but it would be a significant improvement. All right, what else is on your list?
So, for me, I guess I want, and this is going to sound funny in the light of my previous one, but like I want to see people take more chances. So like I want to see people like get outside of their comfort zone, and I want publishers to kind of create, like I just feel like we've entered, well, maybe before I was born even really, like publishing had just been so like obliquely milquetoast, that like you would have so many things that were just trying to say nothing. And I feel like we can kind of right that, like it's not too late to fix that. And so we should do that, like we should have, and I don't just mean weirder books, but I definitely also mean weirder books. Like part of it too is like you just don't want to just create the same thing over and over again. Like that's the most boring thing about publishing as far as I'm concerned.
I would like to see, I didn't actually prepare for this.
Me neither. Is this a bad time on episode 200 to tell you that none of our episodes are scripted whatsoever?
Sometimes I think about them on my way here on the bike. But
Our lack of scripts?
No, that's not even true. Usually I get here and you're like, here's what we're talking about next. And then we sit down and, maybe I can...
Oh, blame me. I see how it is.
Doing more preparation in the future.
Episode 201. Here we come. Preparing for podcasts.
I know. How would I mean, I feel like questions like this are so hard because it's like, it's hard to predict what you'll want and what will be needed and what will even happen. I feel like it would be nice to see, like,
Come on, the New Year's resolutions wasn't even that long ago.
I know.
Think about it in terms of that. What is your New Year's resolution for everybody else? That's what people actually want to make New Year's resolutions for.
I mean, mine is like incredibly nerdy and specific to like our
make one for everybody else.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that's true.
I don't know why.
It's easy to tell everybody else how they could do things better.
I am usually pretty good at that, to be honest. Or at least with coming up with things to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm blanking out here. I just hope that like the people who I hope that more people feel empowered to use publishing to uplift their own and their community's voices and to reach and to like expand and to like strengthen their communities and grow them, and fewer people feel pressured to produce objects of literary value to uphold their own ego.
Oh, okay.
How's that?
There's some big words.
I'm college educated.
Mm-hmm. I meant that more in the proclamations. I know actually what all of those words mean, which I don't get to say about many episodes of the past 199.
Uh-oh.
But, here we are, making new declarations for how the world could be better. Thanks for joining us once again.
Please send your questions to podcast@microcosmpublishing.com so we can answer them on future episodes.
And please give us 5 stars on iTunes and everywhere else that podcasts are reviewed.
You can find us on the internet at microcosm.pub.
On Twitter at Microcosm.
On Facebook at Microcosm Publishing.
On Instagram at Microcosm_pub.
And here in Portland, Oregon on North Williams Avenue.
Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful week.